Perkins started out really great for him. Obviously, sixth inning kind of unraveled there, but what do you think of his outing overall?
Yeah, I thought this was a step in the right direction. Obviously, he's a young starter, coming off an outing where he'd given up a 3-run homer in the first inning and pitched 4 good innings. So there's progress, and really that's what we have to look at right now with Jack. And I think tonight, him getting into the 6th inning, throwing the baseball really well, a lot of positives to that outing. You give him a chance against Contreras to get that out. And that's a big moment. It's a moment that he'll learn from, where you got to attack. He had handled Contreras really well, and he throws 4 straight balls. So that walk, along with the Suarez walk to Abreu, leads to an at bat with Rafaela that, I don't know too many times you see a major league hitter slam his bat into the ground in disgust, and a grand slam as the result of the at bat. So. It was a mistake pitch, something soft coming close. We've got to execute something to make him beat us to the big part in this ballpark. Obviously, the ball travels pretty well to left field, and that was the result. Like I said, I haven't seen very many big league guys slam their bat down on a fly ball to left and get rewarded for it.
What do you think of the offense? A couple of homers, but those are obviously the only 2 runs you guys score overall. Just what do you think offensively overall tonight?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Toll's a tough starter. He's been tough, and I think our guys gave some good at-bats, some quality at-bats, especially, all the way through the game there in the last inning with Kurtz coming off the bench. His availability was to take 1 at-bat tonight. We got him the at-bat, and it was a great at-bat. Obviously, a battle with, a Hall of Fame closer. You saw the back end of their bullpen. It's tough to score runs against. I thought, outside of the 6th inning, we pitched really well.
Yeah, could you talk about that great defensive inning you had there with McNeil fielding that bunt, and then the throw by Heim to keep the game close at that moment?
Yeah, no question. That play, you don't see. I think there might be one other first baseman I've seen make that play. His name was Matt Olson. It's an aggressive mindset for a first baseman to break on a squared bunt and make a diving play. Virtually, it looked like on the third base side of the mound. So, Jonah nailing the base runner at third base, another great play. There's a lot. Like I said, there's just a lot of positives to tonight's game.
On the topic of Jonah Heim, with Langelier's injury, how important is he to this A's lineup offensively? And then, as we just mentioned, the defensive play he made, but with his home run tonight as well. Yeah, no,
Jonah's getting an opportunity here, like we talked about pregame, to get the bulk of the playing time behind the plate. Obviously with Shea down, it's nice to have him here. He's a veteran, like we talk about. He's got big hits. He's played in big games, and he's a leader of the pitching staff. So, for us, I think having him here, giving him this opportunity, is obviously good for him, and it's good for the club.
With Jack there in the 6th inning, obviously only at 69 pitches, was it the fact that it was 4-pitch walk that made you go get him, or was
there... I mean, how many times has Jack Perkins been in the 6th inning in a big game, right? And his year, right? The success of this year hasn't been very well or very good. So, we're looking at building positives here with him and getting him out of that game, giving our bullpen an opportunity to get an out. He walks off that mound, with a positive mindset and building off this outing. So you let him go through that moment. He gives up a 3-run homer, and we're not talking about this. We're talking about a different situation. Yep.
Inning that he came out, kind of tough way to end that inning, but overall, how do you kind of just view the totality of your outing tonight?
Yeah, really good. I feel like the changeup and sweeper just making hitters honor both sides of the plate. Since I've been up in that changeup usage and establishing inside with the fastball more, really starting to keep hitters off balance. They're not really able to zone me in one specific location to cover multiple pitches. Thought Jonah called a great game. We had great communication there, just going back and forth and keeping us on the same wavelength. And like I said, I think we had hitters off balance for most of the night. Like you said, obviously wish could have got that last out there, but I mean, I get where Kotsay's coming from. The fastball was a little bit sprayed tonight. That's kind of the biggest takeaway and adjustment that needs to be made in order for me to keep getting better. But once the fastball commands there, you add the changeup, the sweeper. I think it's going to be really tough for hitters.
Between the way you finished that last outing in Arizona and tonight, do you feel like there's some good momentum with you here, these first 2 starts out of the break for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's kind of been my mentality for the second half, is just to come into it with a fresh mindset. Obviously, you can't take back the outings that you've already had this year, but kind of we're 0-0 going into the day, and the second half, my whole goal is just to continue to keep getting better, keep giving this organization a reason to believe in me and what I can do. And so far, these first 2 starts, I feel like that's a good step in that direction. Now we just got to keep building.
How important was to you to get so far in the game with just 69 pitches?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, just attacking with what I had today, and that was the changeup and sweeper, and getting a lot of quick outs, taking the strikeouts when they were there, not trying to do too much, but that's where the fastball command is going to be really important. If I can get ahead of guys at the clip that I would like to, the strikeouts go up when the fastball's there, just because of the ability to get ahead and keep them guessing more and more. When you have to rely on the off speed, it makes it a little tough to command, just because they're 2 pitches that move so much. But that's also one of my strengths. I have one of the higher chase rates in the league because of that. But like I said, you add the fastball command to that, and I'm in a really good spot.
How important was pitching this kind of game against a team that has won 14 of the last 16?
I mean, it's great. I think, for me, it doesn't really matter who I'm facing. Like, that competitive nature inside of me, like, I just want to go compete at the best level that I can and give our team a chance to win. And tonight I did that. It didn't matter if it was the Red Sox or any other team. I don't really look into that too much. It's more about just executing what I can out there, because I can only control that, and the results are the results. But tonight was another good step in the right direction.
How big was it to pitch with the lead, an early lead, to receive that home run?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, we're such a grindy team, and when you have a lead like that, the whole dugout has that confidence, and you're out there on the mound with that confidence, and you want to keep that lead for them. So, I mean, it was awesome. Wish I could have held on to it a little more and been a little more fine that last inning, to not have, especially the walk, just contrary, adding extra runners on base. It makes the homer that much worse, but it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, I thought we did a great job just continuing to battle tonight.
How do you think the defense supported you tonight, especially you working with Heim together, battering, but then also after you exited the game, the throw over to third base to get the runner there?
Yeah, defense has been awesome. I mean, when we're clean defensively, we're going to keep ourselves in games, and especially as a pitcher, knowing that when teams are putting the ball in play with a chance to get an out, and your defense is going to do that, and you have that confidence, like, it gives you even more conviction behind your pitches to make them competitive. But I thought defensively we played great. That's one of those things that we're one of those teams that we have to do all the little things, and tonight we did that defensively, and like I said, as a pitcher, you can't ask for more.
Thanks, Sean.
Thank you guys.
I know pre-game kind of tough news finding out with Shea maybe not to have surgery. Just how kind of tough is that, especially from a catcher's perspective, seeing one of you guys go down?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Me and him have grown close over the last couple months as I'm come over here, and it's always tough to see a teammate go down like that. And he's the leader of this team, so he's going to be deeply missed. And but he'll be back, and he'll be rooting us on, and his presence will be felt in the locker room when he gets back. So hopefully it goes well, smooth, and when he comes back, I know the guys will be real happy to see him.
Gotten a lot of playing time, along with him. What do you think of this opportunity now going forward, maybe being behind the plate more often and kind of getting to work with these young pitchers and just kind of handling everything?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you never want to see a teammate go down like that, and but I mean, it's the next guy mentality. We gotta put together some good games, and I mean, it's gonna be nice to try to help these guys get through some innings and put up some zeros. So obviously it's been tough sledding for us this year, but we're going to get to work. We're going to make some adjustments, and we're going to get better. So it's nice for these young guys to get their feet wet and experience what it takes to get guys down the big leagues. So they got all the talent in the world. We got so much talent in this room. It's just putting those good games together.
Could you talk about those 2 plays to keep the game closer, your home run and the throw to third base?
Yeah, I mean, he had my number the first 2 at-bats, so just try to put a good at-bat together, start something there, get on base, pass the baton on to the guys behind me, and I got a good pitch to hit, put a good swing on it, and it left the yard. So it feels good to be able to contribute like that. And I mean, the throw, Tommy made an amazing tag there to bail me out of a bad throw. So you probably give all the credit to him, not me.
What does the additional workload look like for you, like in terms of your routine and then also with balancing working with the pitchers and the coaching staff to get ready for the games as a catcher, but also offensively too, to have your bat in the lineup?
Yeah, the workload's just making sure I stay up on my maintenance and recovery. It's nothing I haven't done before. Caught a lot of games in Texas, so I kind of have that routine already put in place. So just staying on top of my body, make sure and I feel good every day. And I mean, we've been working with these pitchers all year, regardless if I'm in there or not. So we still have that repertoire, that reputation. So that should be the easy part.
Thanks, Sean. Appreciate it.